Let's come back home very quickly. Femi is here, and Femi, we've talked a lot about what's happening abroad. Let's talk about what is happening at home, and it's the league, the DSTV Premier Basketball League, the Savannah Conference, Atlantic Conference. Action is really building up.
Yes, it is. It's been going. We're entering another week of games, and there's going to be a game in Lagos this week. I haven't lost out the past 2 weeks. The only team in Lagos now, Customs, have been on the road. First to Asaba, then they went to Port Harcourt. But now they're back, so they'll be taking on Kwara Falcons. Interestingly, I've been looking forward to this game because Kwara Falcons now are the top dogs in the Atlantic Conference.
Amazing.
With Coach Adewumi Aderemi, who is cutting his teeth in the men's game on the professional level. Remember, he's been with First Bank and the women's game for a long time, and he's still the assistant coach of the national team. So it's good to see that he's doing so well, with the Falcons. They've managed to at least take a game, on all of their away trips and unbeaten, at home. So they top the log that they'll be playing Customs at the National Stadium tomorrow, and then also on Saturday as well. It's a double header. Delta Force will host Oluyole Warriors as well. Delta Force must start getting the games in their bag if they really want to do well this season as well. So like I said, the games will repeat itself again on Saturday after they play on Friday because of the number of teams that are in the Atlantic Conference. For the Savannah Conference, the Scatter Stars against Bauchi Nets, Immigration against Gombe Bulls. So that's 2 games for fans of basketball in Kaduna when Scatter Stars play and Immigration also play at home. So be sure you'll be really served with a lot of basketball. Niger Porters will host Plateau Peaks, while Mark Mentors will host Kano Pillars in Abuja. Of course, the first game between these sides in Kano was a total whitewash, 99-79. It was it ended.
20 points game.
Yes. So Mark Mentors will be looking to do a revenge. I remember it's also a replay of the finals of last year. Mark Mentors with a lot of changes. Coach Adeka, now tutoring the side. Only 2 experienced players left in the team. So they really look like a different team entirely, but they will still be fighting on to push for the winner. And what you're seeing in the screen,
the women's game
of the women's league. This is
what's going on with the women's game?
Well, we finally finished the second phase of the league, and those that will be playing in the final 8, have already been decided. This is a game between defending champions Dolphins and former 4-time champions First Deepwater. Dolphins are smoking hot, I must say, and they ended once again at the regular season unbeaten. Same also is First Bank.
They are bordering girls.
Yes, you can call them that, but I think they fancy the name Dolphins better.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Yeah, because they just like it.
No, but it spent a long time putting this team together.
Absolutely.
It must be commended for all the hard work is put into putting this team together. Now they are very dominant.
For individuals to go into owning a club and financing it and pushing it to this level.
And then compete against corporate bodies.
And finally even win the league,
yeah.
To this level. These girls were whipping girls at some point. Now they are champions of Nigeria going to the continent, and they are trying to defend the title they won for the very first time this year, and they are doing it, pretty well. So they are unbeaten in the first phase, and they are through. Definitely, they'll be coming to Lagos later on to come and defend the title. So also is First Bank and the paramilitary teams, Customs, IGP Queens also not doing badly for themselves. Either way, we'll be seeing the return of Ayib Queens of Kano back in the playoffs, and GT 2000 of Kaduna as well are doing themselves some good. The Delta Force really also showed experience and also they rode on the fact that they were playing in front of home crowd. Asaba fans have missed basketball for a while because their team just go back. The men's team now just go back into the Premier League last season, and the women's team as well have been seasoned campaigners, in the women's league. And when they brought the second phase to Asaba, it came with a whole lot, of celebration, and they really did well, in front of home crowd. So we'll be expecting all of these teams to come back to Lagos when the date of final 8 is decided, and Lagos will definitely, be agog at that point.
All right, let's move away from domestic basketball now and talk about preparations for the Olympic Games. Our guys are already through to the Olympic Games. Remember, they won Afro basketball for the first time, but the girls have to go through a playoff. So the possibility of Nigeria presenting the men and the women's team is still on course. The dream is still alive. But how are the girls getting ready? The president of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, Tijani Omar, talked about getting the team together, playing a lot of friendly games so that they can gel better, and then also strengthening the team with some top quality players.
Yes, and which is exactly what the team is doing right now. They've tried to invite a few players the European season is gradually winding off, and from the details to the women's league, the domestic women's league too will wind up, you know, as soon as they can. So the girls will come back by the first week, second week in May. Everybody should be around. So there's like a 3-week preparation to en route France from June 13th. And a couple of games, we had 3 friendly games, you know, have been
put together for the girls.
En route France, and when they get there, and they will use that to test their strength against some of the European opposition they'll be facing in their group, which, you know, are lookalikes of what they would play. Remember, 5 tickets are up for grabs, 12 teams. All we could do at best is get to the semi-finals and
then we are
through
through
the Olympic Games. So 2 teams in
it's
our
a possibility.
group. Yeah, so all we do, we need to just at least win one of those games, you know, either against Korea or against Latvia, and then we look at our chances in the quarterfinals, and then we move on there straight away.
How are the guys getting ready? Because that's also going to be a huge test for us.
Yes, with the guys, a lot of scouting going on. The coach is really looking at fortifying his squad as well, with some of the reactions he got from how we played better. The coach has always said that, look, he wants to create history with this team. You know, he did the unthinkable by winning the AfroBasket, so to speak. We've never won it before. He said he also wants to do that, you know, in the Olympic Games, and maybe at least qualify out of the group. No African team
has ever done that.
So he's looking at that first, and then we could think, you know, of maybe getting to the stages of perhaps getting a medal at the Olympics. Everything is possible, you know, with teams like this. And of course, a lot of our young players are doing so well. Farouk Aminu is playing in the playoffs for the 2nd straight year. He's still young, 26 years of age, doing so well. We have our man too in Barcelona, Olasheni Lawal, who's recovered from injury, you know, fully fit now, and very soon he will get back, you know, on court to play for his team as well. Chamberlain Oguchi also doing very well, and Mike Benije just finished the NCAA season, and he looks like one of the players that will be drafted maybe in the 2nd round, you know, the draft for the NBA as well. So a lot of these guys are doing so well for their various clubs. They are being monitored, and by the end of June, where the regular season will finish, they will come to camp, and they have the whole of July to also put things together. There are also friendly matches that are being penned down. I don't want to let anything out of the bag, but there's going to be a big one en route Brazil that we will play, and I'm sure we would really love to watch that game.
All right, Femi, thank you so much for filling us in with all of the stories from basketball around the league, the DSTV Premier Basketball League for men, Zenith Bank Premier League for women, and of course the preparations for the Olympic Games for the Tigers and the Tigress as well. Thank you, Femi, for giving us all of the information. But before we go on a break now, I'm bringing our final guest for tonight, Wale Adigun. Let me just quickly update you with this. Arsenal have beaten West Brom 2-0 in the game played today. English Premier League encounter played today. Arsenal have beaten West Brom by 2-0. And the good news is that Arsenal are now back in 3rd place. They're now back in 3rd position on the log, with the victory over West Ham. All right, so that's good for them. That means the possibilities of finishing in the top 4 is still very much alive for the Gunners. But the chances of winning the league may be gone, but they sure can finish in the top 4, and for them that should be good enough.